Happy Mother's Day, y'all. Pat Vos here with the Valor Baptist Church, if I can talk correctly. And I hope your moms are getting some loving today. I mean, that's the whole point of today. A lot of times we read out of Psalms 31, her husband will call her blessed, her children will be call her blessed, and that is the whole point of today. But motherhood has taken on a different connotation nowadays. Now it's, can you have the family and can you have the job? And I think we get into a split. Okay, and we don't understand the deep instinct and the deep pull that motherhood is. Okay, Irma Bombeck, the late Irma Bombeck, she was very much a believer, and she wrote a thing about when God created mother. And it goes like this: when the good Lord was creating mothers, he was into his sixth day of overtime when the angel appeared and said, "You're doing a lot of fiddling around with this one." And the Lord said, "Have you read the specs on this order? She has to be completely washable but not plastic, have 180 movable parts, all replaceable, run on black coffee and leftovers, have a lap that disappears when she stands up, a kiss that can cure anything from a broken leg to a disappointed love affair, and 6 pairs of hands." The angel shook her head slowly and said, "6 pairs of hands? No way. It's not the hands that are causing me problems," said the Lord. "It's the 3 pairs of eyes that mothers have to have." "That's on the standard model?" asked the angel. The Lord nodded. "One pair that sees through closed doors when she asks, 'What are you kids doing in there?' when she already knows. Another here in the back of her head that sees what she shouldn't, but what she has to know. And of course, the ones here in front that can look at a child when he goose up and says, 'I understand and I love you,' without so much as uttering a word." "Lord," said the angel, touching his sleeve gently, "come to bed." "Tomorrow." "I can't," said the Lord. "I'm so close to creating something so close to myself. Already I have one who heals herself when she is sick, can feed a family of 6 on 1 pound of hamburger, and can get a 9-year-old to stand under a shower." The angel circled the model of the mother very slowly. "It's too soft," she said. "But tough," said the Lord excitedly. "You cannot imagine what this mother can do or endure." "Can it think?" asked the angel. "Not only think, but it can reason and compromise," said the Creator. Finally, the angel bent over and ran her finger across the cheek. "There's a leak," she pronounced. "I told you you were trying to put too much into this model." "It's not a leak," said the Lord. "It's a tear." "What's it for?" "It's for joy, sadness, disappointment, pain, loneliness, and pride." "You are a genius," said the angel. The Lord looked somber. "I didn't put it there." There is so much that goes into motherhood. And it's the instinct that God gives us. It starts at the very beginning in Genesis, where it says God created man in his own image, male and female, he created them. In order to have the full image of God, you need both mom and dad. You need male and female, because that's when you can do what only God can do, and that is create life out of nothing. But the desire is built in. 1 Samuel chapter 1, verses 12 through 20. This is where I like to look at on Mother's Day. This is Hannah, mother of Samuel, who couldn't conceive. And starting at verse 12, as she continued praying before the Lord, Eli observed her mouth. Hannah was speaking her heart. Only her lips moved, and her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli took her to be a drunken woman. But Hannah answered, "No, my Lord, I am a woman troubled in spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but I have been pouring out my soul before the Lord. Do not regard your servant as a worthless woman, for all along I have been speaking out of my great anxiety and vexation." Then Eli answered, "Go in peace, and the God of Israel grant your petition that you have made to him." And she said, "Let your servant find favor in your eyes." Then the woman went her way and ate, and her face was no longer sad. They rose the next morning and worshipped before the Lord. They went back to their house at Ramah. And Elkanah knew Hannah, his wife, and the Lord remembered her. And in due time, Hannah conceived and bore a son, and she called his name Samuel. For she said, I have asked for him from the Lord. Mothers live lives of quiet and not so quiet desperation. Mothers are constantly trying to be the perfect mom, which we really just don't have a picture of that, do we? Do we have a perfect mom? I mean, not everybody is certainly a June Cleaver that we see on TV. Sometimes they feel like they're never measuring up. I would say more times than not, they don't feel like they're measuring up. And understand, this instinct is so strong. This is whether you are a mother of a human or a fur baby. It feels like you're not measuring up, okay? Mothers are organizers. They organize, they plan, and if something comes out of or changes the plan a little bit, we freak out and then we readjust, okay? Mothers, of course, are nurturers. That's the instinct, to nurture, to love, to grow, to protect, to educate, to enfold and embrace, and to call your own. But mothers are most of all warriors. I've noticed in my line of work at Love and Care as a counselor that mothers will literally give themselves to death till there's nothing left. And they can't turn it off. Moms, how many times have you gone to bed at night trying to figure out 500 things to do for the next day, and you're worried about this 500 things you didn't get done from yesterday because you can't turn it off? You're not insane. That's part of the calling God gave you. It's in the DNA. I know. I live next to one. I sleep next to one. I live with one. But that is also the gift that God gave you. You're organizers. You can multitask. You can do things, many things at one time. Us guys, we're compartmentalers. We do one thing at a time. But without you, we wouldn't be here. Without you, we would not know the simple things of simply hugging a person. God made you special. God made every single one of you special, whether it's fur baby, whether it's human baby. The instinct to nurture and to love, you're expressing half of the image of God in showing the deep love that He has for people. This is why we celebrate you and we call you blessed. I pray you have a blessed Mother's Day. We are working at Ervallo Baptist of having a somewhat of a service here next week. What that's going to look like, I don't know quite yet, but we've got the starting phases in there, and hopefully by Wednesday we'll have an idea and we'll get some more details after then. Have a blessed Mother's Day.